Alright, so here today, I kind of been wanting to make this video because, like, a big part of the community, and I'm not even joking, a big part of the community, really thinks that after the emblem sheet that was leaked like a while ago ends up finishing, right, which is Monoma, the final character on that emblem sheet that leaked a while ago, they think that the game will just go end of service and just die completely. I wanted to talk about this today, that the devs are sort of already working on future things as well. You already know that, like, there's a lot of skill kits currently in development, which should have been your automatic answer that you're not going to just get end of service just like that. But what I wanted to show you here today is it looks like they did start updating a new character that's planned for the game, and it's not. This is why I've been saying it for a while now. I really don't think that it's going to be one of the characters we've been saying. Yes, it's likely, but they can always just, you know, snap their fingers and throw somebody in that you didn't expect. That's kind of how they can always do things, right? So pretty much today, new character that's been added some information for that could be potentially your season 12 character. The main reason I'm showing this to you is they're clearly working on things for the future, and obviously once we see maybe they stop working on things and new leaks stop getting added in, that's when you can worry. For now though, you can probably calm down. I think the game will still be here for a good amount of time, and that's my honest take. Let's jump into it. New to the channel, like and subscribe. Here we go. So I wanted to use this image over here first to kind of like talk about this quickly because it's like the best way that I can find all the characters viewable in like just like this. So pretty much where we start is this. When this game leaked, or came out first, you leaked basically about all the way up until season 11 of characters. You leaked Monoma, Shinso, and every single emblem. You knew that information. Now we're going to the end of the emblem sheet. Shinso was the second to last character. Monoma was the final character, probably your season 11 character. Now season 12. What happens? People thought end of service, but it looks like, again, the devs have already had files in the game. For example, you already know that Stain has been worked on and is a character that has been in the files for a bit now. Somebody like Jiro has been in the files for a bit now. Tokoyami, those are characters that exist. Right now, the community was like set on Stain, Tokoyami, or Jiro releasing as your next character, or Mineta. But guess what? It looks like they started to add data for somebody else, which could, make sure the word could is important here, that it could indicate that this is the next character instead. So again, with other characters still having data, this character has now been getting data since apparently, from what I've heard, season 7, 8, 9, 10, slowly they've been adding some data to this character, but in this recent season, more of the data came out, which is more apparent, per se. So, what is the character? It's apparently Tomaki Amajiki. He might be your season 12 character. Now, why is that, you might be asking? Apparently, they officially added Tomaki's damage values into the files. I can't believe I missed these. These basically 100% confirms, or just says, more so confirms. Let's just go with more so, just in case. Confirms that Tomaki is one of the first non-emblem characters. However, there's a lot of repeated values, so they might be placeholders, but this definitely suggests that Tomaki for Season 12, Monoma coming first due to the emblem. If you don't know what your what down power is, basically every attack has a down power value. Once you get hit by 500 down power worth of moves, you can put into hard knockdown and go invulnerable. So melee hit, you have 25 damage and then 125 down power. Melee hit 2 is 25, 125 down power, 20 damage, 20 down power, finish, 20 damage, 90 down power, and then 70 damage air melee, 250 down power. So again, that's just placeholders. Never take that seriously because things always change in that front, but they did add it for Tomaki Amajiki versus who knows who else has it, right? Again, it's not the best indication of anything, but we do know that we can at least look into the future as, hey, they're updating a character versus somebody like Stain, versus somebody like Mineta, who haven't gotten that update that maybe they need. As of now, from what I heard, apparently Amajiki now has the second most files file paths or whatever that indicate that he is the most worked on character versus whatever else was there. So seemingly he is more likely to be the release. As I'm saying here, Alpha, these values have no names. They all do 80 damage levels 1 through 9 and have a down power of 50. There's a value called Attraction that does 40 damage at all levels. It has down power of 0. I'll put the reload time where 1 to 3 is 6 ammo, 1 second reload, 6-second penalty reload time, level 4 is 7 ammo, and then level 9 is 8 ammo. Over here on beta, we have these values have no names and do 120 damage at all levels and has a down power of 200. I'll include reloads. That is 1 to 3, 2 ammo, 4-second reload time, 12-second penalty reload time, 4 to 8, 11-second penalty reload time, level 9, 10-second penalty reload time. Gamma over here, these values also do, or all do 10 damage at all levels. If a hit count of 10 as well as down power of 50, there's no names. Level 1 to 3 is 1 ammo. Then it's also, I'm guessing, 1 ammo across the board maybe. 30-second reload time, 11-second reload time, and a 9-second reload time. There's no value that translates to special kick up. It does 60 damage and has a down power of 150. There's also another value that translates to special kick that does 70 damage and has down power of 100. There's a third value that translates to special shockwave, I'm guessing. We'll go with that. That does 50 damage that has down power of 100 as well. Special action has 2 ammo, 9-second reload time, and 15-second penalty reload time. What's interesting is that it has the property that it doesn't reload until you're touching the ground. So curious on how that operates and how everything goes there, but that is again what the special action looks like. So early on, look at the first comment, Tomaki, my baby. Future Amajiki mains, let's go. OMG, it's happening. That's crazy. Yeah, I think that for the most part, Tomaki is a very smart pick here. Going off of Monoma, I think that Tomaki is a pretty popular character and such. And I do know that for the most part, the big three wants to be completed at a point. And I wouldn't be shocked if it is Tomaki being the character. I also will say, at the most part, we just recently had Kurogiri, Shinso, now, Monoma. I would say that after Tomaki would make more sense to be Stain. I definitely think that we should get a villain as soon as possible. If not Stain, then pick a different villain. I'm just saying because he has the most data, theoretically, of a villain. They definitely should look into a villain because we've been waiting a bit now. Because again, if you think about like the skill kits as well, where the villain's at, pretty much Kendo's there. I'm guessing if Tamaki is season 12, does that mean that Mirio will team up with him? Because think about it, next season theoretically is Monoma and Kendo, you know? They're literally like together in the anime 24/7. Now Mirio and Tamaki would be an insane release. That wonders like, what would season 13 be if it's Stain? Who would release with Stain? All Might, because he looked up to All Might. I know that there's some talks about All Might having one as well, so very curious. But Tamaki seemingly could be an upcoming character sooner rather than later now because they've started updating him. So again, why I'm making this video, why I'm talking about this is because people really think that end of service is a big thing. But I truly think that that isn't the case. I do think that for the most part, there is a very big moneymaker here with Ultra Rumble. And I know that the devs don't really do too much in the context to like constitute, you know, spending a huge dev team. The dev team is pretty small as is, and the game probably makes a bit more than most games, correct? If you think about it, like their latest game was a huge flop. JJK Fan Parade, no, that's the mobile game. JJK Curse Clash, that was a massive flop. So I think that for the most part, you know, they have a really good sort of cash cow here that just continuously prints the money, with them doing sort of lesser work than you would expect. So for that, I think the game still is in a pretty good area here, especially when you think about how a lot of the stuff was already made for them from One's Justice. They don't have to put so much dev power into this to where it's not profitable. But given what I've seen in the player counts now with crossplay and everything, it has to be profitable with how much, right? You know, banners and everything, and the amount that you have to spend to whale. Players that do whale very heavily. So wouldn't that be the case that they're profitable? I'm just talking a lot here, but yeah, the season big three release pattern when looking at the you know, possibility that Tamaki is a season 12 character, it shows that there's an actual pattern to their release. There were 3 characters between Mirio and Nejire, Overhaul, Hawks, and Mike, and now there are 3 characters between Nejire and Tamaki, Kurogiri, Shinso, and Monoma. So now it now is where things get unlikely. But what if their quirk skill sets are the same way? Oh yeah, what if Mirio's quirk skill set, 3 more releases we get Nejire's, and then 3 more you get Tamaki's? That could be the case, but it would be funny if Mirio releases with Tamaki. That'd be sick as hell, like actually. Once again, I know it's unlikely, but it would be really cool to keep the release pattern the same for the quirk skill sets. The leakers are saying that Mirio quirk skill set will most likely come out with Tamaki. Okay, they're not saying that most likely. It's possible though. I don't think anybody said that so far that it's likely. We do know that there's other characters that also have a chance. I think that Kendo is like guaranteed almost next season. After that, it's like Russian roulette. Pick one is where you're at after that. But I think that Mirio would make a lot of sense to be with Tamaki. If it's Endy, I'm just gonna laugh. If it's anybody else, honestly, because it's like, dude, Mirio would be so smart to put there. But could be he's too new to get a quirk skill set for. Maybe have to wait, you know, 6 more months, knowing them. So yeah, take care, have fun. Hope you guys enjoy the video, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow. So yeah, that's all I got for you. All right, hype.